What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Claru.
And this is the sequel to this, not the sequel, the second attempt at a live action adaptation of the #1 most requested reaction show on this channel, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We have already seen it.
Yeah, our biggest mistake was finally caving and watching the cartoon during COVID.
I know.
And not saving it for when we started doing reactions.
I know.
Those sweet, sweet views.
Silly of us.
Yeah, I'm so excited because I have no notes for season 1 of Avatar. So I'm just stoked to watch them adapt that. We'll get to Combustion Man when we get to Combustion Man. But for now, let's watch Ung, right? It's Ung. That's the main character of the show. Ung.
Nailed it.
Someone's triggered. If you want the link, actually go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But no, it's time for Aang. And it's about to begin.
Let's go. Nailed it.
Oh, I heard that in my ear.
As opposed to...
You know that there are conditions... Sozin's comment, I thought that was cut. There are conditions that can make you hear with your eyeballs. Or with any of your senses. Basically, the neurons in your brain get fucked up, and they miscommunicate the signals of different senses to other senses.
All right.
One jump ahead of the bread line, one step ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can afford. Which is everything. Can you imagine if they were like, surprise, it's a musical?
Oh my god.
With songs by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Let's go.
Hey.
Oh. Oh. Took that like a fucking champ.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You're too late. Your battle plans are already on their way to the Earth Kingdom.
I loved the lighting in that previous scene.
When your king receives those plans, he will redirect
Okay, costumes.
and rally the support of the other nations.
Oh my god. Those vestments.
Because it is our time.
It's our time. Breathe it in.
I hate you so much.
But the Avatar is yet to be revealed.
Which is why we have to kill them all.
Cool.
Okie dokie.
Water. Earth.
Nice. Well done.
Who may not be ready for the responsibility of becoming the Avatar.
I love that they didn't try and make his staff make any more sense.
Oh yeah, don't worry about
The
it.
flaps just disappeared. They're like, don't worry about it. It just works.
What frame rate is this filmed in?
I don't know.
Because it's kind of driving me nuts.
I don't know. I do so see what you're seeing, though.
Right?
There's a visual clarity thing going on that I find very interesting. Is it like a setting? Can I just turn it off? There he is! He doesn't even need the staff. Dude can just fly.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there may come a day when you wish you'd spent more time with your teachers.
I've seen the cartoon, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
There's still a lot of work to be done before the air nomads from the other temples arrive.
How many are coming?
All of them?
So many. This is gonna be so sad.
Oh god.
Most of all, he needs to know who he is.
like they're laying out the plot of the show.
The role of the Avatar is a heavy responsibility. Not meant for a child.
Doesn't every Avatar start as a child? I love this design. It's stunning.
Mm-hmm. The sets look phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm actually not old enough to have seen that.
And it's not all like just flatly lit, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
There's like texture in the lighting.
You are the Avatar.
Why do I have to be different? Can't I just keep pretending I'm your friend?
You are my friend.
I don't want to fight wars. I just want to be a kid. This is so sad.
I know.
Like the entire this episode of television is so weirdly depressing. Especially
It's a dark
knowing what's
show.
coming. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, this is a wild choice.
Monks don't even trust me to feed the baby bison, and I'm supposed to save the world? At least for now. Yip, yip.
The first yip yip of the show. I also appreciate them bucking the trend of it being so dark at night that I can't see a single fucking thing that's going
God,
on.
I know.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh! That's a neat trick.
Yeah. Did we ever see them do that in the animated show?
I don't remember it, but
Brothers and sisters, we're under attack!
Whoa! Whoo! Let's go.
Come with me, quickly!
Ah, fuck. Whoa!
well, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think we were gonna like witness the genocide.
Oh yeah, no, the show starts really sad.
Yeah.
They've also kind of adjusted Aang from like running away to like being away because he wanted time to think,
Yeah.
which I think is an interesting choice.
Yeah. Because it changes his guilt around the situation.
Yeah. Not a huge amount though, but just an interesting like let's go.
It's getting kind of rough, Papa. Maybe we should head back home.
Appa's like, all right. I mean, I'm good.
Holy shit.
Right, because in the animated one, Aang doesn't know that they're all dead.
Yeah.
Right. But he's gonna come back. Yeah, okay, interesting.
It's a change that I think is
I don't know how I feel about it yet.
because he doesn't
Jesus.
know that they're all dead at the beginning, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is wow.
Oh, unless he doesn't make it back.
Yeah, also, where did they fucking go?
I guess they're near the ocean. Like, they're all on
I
islands,
guess.
right? Like, this whole world is kind of islands.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, okay, so I don't think he makes it back. Interesting. We're about to watch children get murdered. God damn.
Yep.
This is fucking Revenge of the Sith all over again.
Let's go, dude. That was a sick shot. I really feel like the Airbenders fucked up here by not just running away.
But not when we have the power of the comet.
There it is. Damn.
This was a kids show. Cool. Okay.
Huh. Yeah. Wow. The visualization of that was impeccable. I'm really, really impressed.
Yeah.
Hard to watch. Like, you know, genocide is rough, but
Yep.
that's a very...
But the lighting... I am very impressed with
It
the
just
lighting
looked...
so far.
yeah, the way that the show's... I think visually it's very impressive.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they showed that, but it looked great. Wow. The set work in the show is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, everything feels full and
Yeah.
real.
Our way of life. Keeping it alive is our duty.
Keeping ourselves alive is our duty.
I know that. And if Dad were here...
But he's not here. I am.
Damn.
Good job.
I'm not doing this.
Oh, magic.
This is gonna be so dumb, but the snow looks so fake.
Yeah. It's magic snow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine. I was just like,
Like the one-to-one stuff that they're pulling directly from the animated show, I think they've done really perfectly so far.
mm-hmm.
The Water Nation outfits, the ship, like it just looks pulled from the page.
Yeah.
Or the comic, I guess. Uh-oh. Yeah, secret's out of the bag now. Looks great.
Oh my. Nice. We're not gonna die.
He's just a kid. We can't just leave him out here.
Yeah, just leave him to die.
Yeah.
That'll feel great on your conscience for the rest of your life.
Please tell me Appa's okay.
This is an airbender. It's impossible. Airbenders don't exist anymore.
It's almost like you found him frozen in ice. Not gonna lie, that bed looks comfy as fuck. I want to take a nap.
But for me, it's my destiny.
Here is what the plot of the show is going to be. It's not too ham-fisted about it, though. I'm digging the dialogue so far.
Yeah. I mean, this part is all very similar to
Yeah.
the original.
The tattoo down the back thing, because it goes straight down the back.
Don't think about it.
Do they have
think
an
about it.
arrow that points into the butt crack, or do they tattoo into the butt crack? Is the question. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe it stops like upper lower back, so that it doesn't. There's not just an arrow pointing at their asshole.
Oh my god.
It goes most of the way down
I
though, so
know.
it stops somewhere.
Have you seen Appa? My sky bison? Sky bison. Sky bison.
Repeating it doesn't help.
Ah, see, he's fine.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah. He can swim.
Yeah, he's good.
He's just been waiting for years.
Nah, he was in the ice too. Wow, they're having a weird day.
Sky bison.
Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
It's not a bad place to put it. It just is very funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last time that the great comet was seen in the sky was 100 years ago.
And it's maybe not coming back in 3 months this time.
Mm-hmm.
He is the last Airbender.
It's the name of the show. And probably the Avatar.
How come his omens never take us somewhere with hot spring?
Those are fucking chops.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Our mission is vital to the future of the Fire Nation. And so we will find the Avatar.
That one guy is huge.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No!
But the waterbenders are still fighting back. Especially in the north. And the Earth Kingdom is still holding strong. We hope.
Maybe. Or they're all dead. We don't fucking know.
Well, you've certainly prepared enough. Now, how about a nice cup of jasmine tea? And so your return home may be unexpected.
You're wrong.
Paul just looks so sad.
I know.
And Sokka doesn't like it when I practice because he's worried that the Fire Nation will find out and what?
Murder everyone.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The stuff dripping off doesn't look as good, but the ball looks good.
Yeah.
Some of it sort of just disappears into like CGI fizzle.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Sokka, the racks.
Get them loaded.
Okay.
He's more than the last Airbender, aren't you? You are the Avatar.
She really knows the title of the show.
Yeah. She's seen some shit, you know?
When the world needed the Avatar the most, he vanished. Because he's a coward. He ran and people died.
Sokka, they've landed.
Sokka is not very funny,
but
I actually really like him a lot.
Yeah.
He's very rational. And I'm like, oh, it's very different for him.
He's very rational for a kid who was put in charge at the age of 13, you know?
It's just very different from the animated show, but I do like him.
Turn him over now, or I'll burn this place to the ground.
I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate that helmet.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, at least it fits him, unlike the Percy Jackson ones. Okay.
Let's settle this between us. Leader to leader.
Don't fall for it. We overpower them. It's no contest.
Well, where's the glory in that?
1v1 me, bro.
Accept.
Bust rough, buddy.
Oh, I didn't realize Sokka died immediately in this show. I haven't watched the beginning of the show in so long. I don't remember them fighting.
Leave him alone!
Let's go!
Just the kids all throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one has ever fought for me before. I think you're the bravest person I've ever met.
You're in charge. Now, let's go save that weird kid.
Let's attack a battleship with a canoe.
Yeah.
It's gonna go great.
What could go wrong?
I didn't just get my ass kicked. It's fine.
And the belief is that by capturing you, the Fire Nation can finally bring that about.
Is that what you believe?
I must leave.
Just a natural one deception. Check on that.
Yeah. Fucking gone.
That was great. Maybe don't play with the really loud keys in the cell.
Yeah.
You're not serious. Katara, no. There's no way you're getting me on that.
It's a much less comfortable bed. I think the Water Tribe knows what's up.
Yeah, they get it.
The avatars.
That could be very useful, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's no enough to teach him, right?
Stop him!
Bye! Whoa! You got a little cinch on those.
Oh, wow.
What a catch! His shoulder is fucked, but
Yeah.
incredible catch.
Yeah. Fully dislocated.
Let's go!
Let's go.
I love the way it fills in the light. That was great. Jesus.
I can't imagine a better person to have been given this power.
This effect looks really weird. Which sucks, because, like, this is such a beautiful moment.
Which effect?
The, like, air in front of his face.
Oh, interesting.
Like, he looks like the Polar Express faces.
A little bit, yeah. The scene worked for me, though.
The scene, great. Like, that story beat, well done.
Complete my training and master all the other bending skills so I can bring balance back to the world.
Oh, is that all?
That was fantastic.
How we do anything to get it back.
Looks exactly like him.
Just gonna do my art real angry.
I'm the Avatar. And this is just the beginning.
All right.
So many people on the show have dry lips. Sorry.
You are? You focus on the strangest things.
You can see it.
Yeah, no, I know. Wow, okay. All right.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm impressed with the visuals. I think like it mostly works. Considering how visual effects heavy it is as a TV show,
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. In comparison to some other stuff we've seen recently, like Percy Jackson, not to just shit on that show, but because I don't think it deserves that, but I do think that in an effort to make the visuals look better on that show, which I do think they're more consistent than the show,
Yeah.
I think that they toned down the excitement of the action And this show was like, well, we don't want to turn on the excitement of the action, so at times some of the bending might get a little wonky CGI-wise, but the scene that's playing out is going to be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I would rather get this, where sometimes some of the bending isn't perfect, but we get a lot of combat that is high energy, than the Percy Jackson, where I think the CGI of that show looked really good, but almost every fight in that whole season was toned down to something a little bit easier to manage on a visual effects level. But just for me, in the fight between those two things, I would take this over that.
Sure, yeah. I honestly think that the action stuff, for the most part, looks great. The only visuals that I didn't like were some of the moments when Aang is flying. And
oh, interesting. I thought the flying was mostly good.
That beginning scene, there was some weirdness that I'm not an expert, and so I can't tell you what or why. It just didn't sit right with me. And then that last shot with him in the Avatar state literally looked like his face belonged in the Polar Express. And it was a weird,
it's that like CGI skin
valley.
Smoothing. Yeah.
Well, because he's flying and there's stuff flying in front of his face, and so it was like the whole thing was CGI, and like it looked very strange, which unfortunately took me out of the emotional moment, because what was happening in that scene was great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like the storytelling beats were spot on there, and I think that the storytelling for the pilot was pretty bang on. The only thing that I am iffy about is showing the massacre at the beginning. I think that it
works because the episode
like,
ends with this. I think that because the pilot ends with him going back and seeing it.
Sure, but he does see it anyways. I feel like they wanted to make sure that there was a lot of big action in the pilot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And therefore they made this choice, and I don't know how I feel about it, because it feels like it serves like visual effects and not storytelling. But I understand why they did it. So I'm kind of, I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know what you mean by serve. I think it serves the story well because of how they ended the episode, right? Like I was with you.
But that happens in...
No, but I mean the literal bookending of Aang and... My brain is saying
literally
Gozer,
watching the massacre.
And it's not fucking Gozer. It's
What?
It's not Gozer. Gozer's from fucking Ghostbusters. My brain. But gyoza? No, it's not gyoza. That's a fucking dumpling. Why can't I think of his fucking name? His elder friend guy.
Oh, his teacher.
I think that showing their relationship at the beginning of the episode and ending with that during the Avatar state was a really strong choice.
But you misunderstand me. It's not the scene. It was the literal massacre. Like the
No, but I'm saying that if you're
fight.
going to show anything before Katara, you have to show all of it. I think really? I agree with the choice, because I think that otherwise you end that storyline before the exciting action part of it, which I think would be a weird way to start a show.
Really?
Which would be to add 20 minutes to the beginning of the story, and then be like, and then an action scene happens off screen, and then we're going to have another 15 minutes of nothing happening, and then we're going to get to bending 40 minutes into the show.
I think it could have been a really strong choice to have the relationship be set up with him and his teacher, and the like happiness of like his home, and he finds out that he's the Avatar, and he gets stuck in the ocean, and like he comes back to like the air temple. Like I just don't think that showing it all really added anything except for like cool action. And I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm saying, like, I don't know how I feel about it, because I truly think that is a choice where mileage may vary. I think that
I agree. I definitely agree
some
with that,
people are going to prefer seeing all this, like, seeing that, and that's totally fine. And some people are going to prefer it being, like, Aang coming back to it and seeing the aftermath of it. Both are totally valid. That's why I'm like, I don't know how I'm feeling about it.
I think my if I can have a quibble with it,
sure,
is that it is very adult, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that it changes
the audience of the show a little bit.
And
because that was very dark.
I don't know that the like fun, goofy vibe of the show moving forward plays well with how the show starts. I think that like it's harder to reel back into what is a funny, like, there are things about Avatar that I don't love, right? I'm like, I really love 95% of it. But there's a couple of moments in the show that don't work for me.
Yeah.
Combustion Man, obviously.
Yeah.
I will rail against him until the end of time. But for me also, the in the episode in season 3 where Aang, and sorry, we're talking about the animated show, but we've seen it. It's hard for us, if you don't want any spoilers for the animated show, maybe I won't say what I'm going to say. There are episodes, here's what I'll say. No spoilers. There are episodes in the show that deal with Aang being a kid by him having goofy fun.
Yeah.
That I think might tonally feel very strange because they've started the show with very violent death.
Yeah.
And like burning corpses.
Yeah.
That the show gets into eventually once the children age into it. But this show, the live action, is starting with the audience expectation of season 3. And then we have to reel back into audience expectation season 1, which I think is going to be a little bit harder, rather than allowing the audience to imagine it and then seeing the real horrors of the Fire Nation when the characters have aged, and not that they age, right? It's literally 3 months, but our main characters' experiences of the darkness of the world ramp up with the show. But this is going to be that the show starts at the worst attack ever, and then we're going to go down to like, oh no, there's pigs. We got to get the pig back in the barn. And the stakes of that are going to feel really low considering the first episode of the show. So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, it is an interesting choice that I'm not like, that I'm just trying to digest. I do think they did a great job of making them feel like kids. Like they definitely feel young and inexperienced and like stuck in a world that's like awful, and they're trying to make the best out of it, but also they're literal children. I think that's communicated very well, and yeah, I really like Sokka, like you were saying.
I was surprised by how much I liked him, because he was the one who didn't work for me in the trailers as much as the others.
Yeah,
and so I was happy that, but also he feels very different. He feels like a very different character in this than in the show, where he kind of grew into being competent, but really felt like an imbecile.
Yeah, he was stupid. He held the stupid ball
a lot
in the animated show, and I think he feels more real here.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm curious about moving forward, because I think the casting is strong. I like a lot of the cast, particularly in the pre-time scenes, where I actually think the show might have been a little bit stronger.
Yeah. Then the teacher was fantastic.
Yeah, the teacher.
Fire Lord with the
scene with the Earthbenders was great. The show is a little low energy in dialogue scenes.
Yeah.
And I think that part of it is sound design. And I'm hopeful that the dialogue and the energy of those scenes can pick up to the stakes of the show.
Yeah.
There were some scenes, and part of it's not even like always the actors. Sometimes the scenes linger at the end when the dialogue is done.
Yeah. For
just a little too long. And in an episode that's already 56 minutes, I think that I was feeling the tension of that, like the strange editing choices of like leaving like almost like a silent button at the end of scenes that I would have trimmed away.
Right.
I think that this episode, there's probably like 2 or 3 minutes of space in this episode that could be trimmed away that I think would have made it a little bit tighter for me.
Okay.
On an editing standpoint. I think that for the most part I like the acting. There's a couple people that I'm a little bit iffy about, but I don't want to talk about it until I've seen more of the show and seen where they go.
Yeah.
But from an editing standpoint, there was some space in this that I didn't feel was needed, especially given the fact that the stakes are immediately so high in so many of these scenes.
Yeah.
That I just felt like some of the lingering shots felt a little... I was like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
It made the show feel a little bit slow, weirdly, at times.
Yeah, and I think that I didn't pick up on why that was, but like I agree with you hearing you say that. I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of realized that that's why certain moments felt a little like flat or like draggy in a way. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of good in there. I feel
mostly good. Yeah, I think it's a great episode.
Yeah, overall pretty great.
I will say, the more I think about it, the more I do not like the grandma using the exact dialogue from the opening titles as a monologue.
I don't know. I kind of loved it.
It felt to me like, you know, when like someone would be like, oh, I'm going to do a song as a monologue. And like, you know, the rhythm of the song so well that you can't buy it as dialogue anymore.
You're doing the rhythm in your head.
Yeah. I think that
all I can hear is the animated version. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that like that was the one bit of dialogue that I was like, I think that when you write it on the page, it works. And in a table read, it probably worked so well because people are like, this is the fucking moment.
Yeah.
But it took me so far out of the scene because I went, oh, they're doing it. Oh, they're really doing it. And then it was just funny in a moment that I don't think is supposed to be funny.
It was funny for me, but like it worked. I don't know.
I don't know how you feel about it. It was the most I felt like taken out of the show and being like, hey, remember there's an animated show that you love.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked that they like fit it in there somehow, and I think that it was a good way to. But it also at the same time was funny. Yeah.
I just don't know that. Yeah. I don't know that the response they wanted was laughter there.
Yeah,
and we had the same response.
Yeah. I also like. Am I going crazy, or is there a weird frame rate thing happening?
Not always, but not
always. That's why I feel like I'm going crazy.
Sometimes the show looks like it was filmed in the volume. And
no, I mean like literally like the movement.
I think that what causes it is that the wall of the volume, and if this isn't filmed in the volume, then it's something else. So like I'm making an assumption here. If I'm 100% wrong about this, I'm sorry. But I think that what happens is when people are moving in front of the wall of the volume, which is a screen that changes depending on where the camera is at.
Yeah.
What you get is this weird feeling that the motion in the foreground is its own motion.
Yeah.
And then the motion of the background is tied to the motion of the camera.
Okay.
And so the two things are, you have two different motions happening on frame at the same time. Because the only time I felt like there was a weird frame rate thing was in the titles. But that was an artistic moment of like motion smoothing to kind of make it look less real, right, and more like ethereal, which I appreciated there. But I think if they didn't film this on the volume, then I'm wrong, and there was something else going on. But I do agree with you. There's something visually going on that I think is totally just a subject to taste thing. You're either going to really love the way it looks, or it's going to not 100% work for you. And I am in the middle, depending on how lit the scene is, personally. But speaking of lighting, I think the lighting is mostly awesome.
Well done. I like lighting solid through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The fights were clearly lit, and I loved the like greenish bluish with the red of the fire in that opening. Like that was beautifully lit. The stuff at nighttime and in the dark was still lit, and we could see what was going on. The like chase scene of the dude, very, very, very happy with lighting because I have had some problems with shows recently. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so curious about how I'm going to feel about this as a show. Because I do like it. I also feel a little bit like the animated show lives a little bit large in my head. And I think one of the things that's going to be difficult for me that has nothing to do with the production of the show is going to be letting go of my feelings about the animated version and enjoying this as it is.
Yeah.
And I think that it deserves that. I think that the attention to detail and things like the costumes and the world building, the set building. I think they've done the right kind of work to bring this to life.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that I can find the excitement in it as a story, knowing where it's going.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially now that we're out of kind of the setup phase. And I think that we got moments with Sokka. I don't remember what line it was, but he's like, yeah, sure. Or when they're on Appa. Oh, is that it? At the end. I thought that was like a perfect delivery of that line.
Yeah.
It really like brought home the emotion and the comedy at the same time for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, he weirdly worked better than I ever thought he was going to. Not real world shit about the actor notwithstanding, and I don't even know what that is. So.
Well, because that's apparently not...
I don't know. I'm just gonna let go of that, and if more information comes to light, more information comes to light. Yeah. For now, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna watch the show as a show, and I thought that he actually did a really good job in this episode, and was one of the more energetic, charismatic voices acting wise.
Definitely.
In a show that needed. I thought Zuko was great too. I really liked Zuko and Iroh. Obviously, Paul's amazing and everything, and we know him in real life. So it's weird to be like, wow, Paul was so good, but he was.
He crushed it.
The hair, amazing.
So good.
I love he brings up tea so much, and so it's weird. It is weird reacting to a show that has someone on it that you're like, I know that person. And we're gonna criticize the television program. Yeah. But it's light criticism, right? Like it's mostly I liked it a lot.
Yeah. A little bit of criticism, some questions, some.
You've been way harsher towards episodes of Mandalorian he's been on, so.
Fair. Yeah. No, I had fun with this. I enjoyed it. Like, yeah, it's one of those weird things where I'm not like, holy shit, that was amazing. But like, I'm happy with it. So far, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and I think that's mostly what an episode 1 needs to do when it is adapting such a beloved thing.
Exactly.
Is not be insulting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Congratulations, you were not insulting.
No. They were much better than that. But I think that one of the tough things about adaptation is that the first episode of an adaptation is the hardest one because it is the one where you tell the audience how much you changed the thing that they love.
Yeah.
And that was a random thing to do. Yeah. Do you have ADHD? I'm just gonna unplug this cord for no reason right now. I think that when you set up an adaptation in episode 1, you spend it kind of informing the audience about what the new feel of their property is going to be.
Which is why that scene being there and so dark has me like, question mark?
Yes, and I agree with you. I have to see the rest of the show to know how I feel about the change. Yeah. Because if the rest of the show is that dark, if we get to the Earth Kingdom and it is, and that is
if
continuous.
They're like, hey, this is the version of the story that we're telling, I'm like, okay.
Also, people were really upset that they were like, hey, we toned down Sokka's sexism. I think that unless there's big changes coming up, I don't think that it was as worthy of a freak out as people wanted. I think that he is... he's less comedic. I think that they might have been like, hey, we're going to have him make less sexist jokes.
Yeah.
But he's still going to have similar feelings.
Yeah.
Because I think that they're like, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes because we don't know yet. I was like, oh, this guy feels a little bit more, he's not so dumb. And I appreciate that.
No, Sokka is not... He does not feel dumb in this one, which is good.
Because he is straight up an idiot sometimes in the animated show. Like the show is like, okay, we need someone in this scene to be an idiot for the plot to happen. It's gonna be Sokka.
Yeah.
And every TV show has people hold the stupid ball. There's a reason why there's a trope called the stupid ball. Like it just is a thing. It's just in the animated show, it's so often Sokka, and it isn't here. He's so rational. Other than the like, we'll leave this kid to die, but also like even that is kind of the rational thought.
He is also like he feels, I don't know, he feels so real to me in this. He's like trying to do my best, and I'm trying to make 7-year-olds into warriors to try and protect what is left of my village. That's insane. And he's trying so hard, which means he misses the mark sometimes, but I think that, I think they've made some good choices here. We'll see how it goes, but I thought they did a good job. To be honest,
I enjoyed the show. I'm really excited for where this is going. If you like the episode, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her this episode. That algorithm goddess is...
Well, I think it's the grandma because she gave that beautiful speech.
Just change some of the words.
No, it's good. It was good.
If you want to follow us on the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Falaris.
Hey, you. Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye.
Bye.